Hey all, it's Jess from Sunflower Dairy, and I am out here by the potato box because it is time to harvest potatoes. So we're gonna see what kind of potato harvest we have in here. So, you know, this is a little 4x4 raised bed. So I'm gonna show you just how many potatoes are growing in space like this, because I know a lot of you, just have an average backyard. So some of you don't have a huge space to do a huge garden. So I'm going to show you all how much you can actually produce in a raised bed like this. Alright, so first off, as you can see, all these plants are completely dead in here. So as soon as your plants start yellowing and browning, you're usually good to go to dig up your potatoes. I usually let mine go, till they're completely dead, and then I know that, they're usually ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig these up. So I have a couple baskets over there. I'm gonna fill some of those up. So the actual white basket, I'm gonna be filling up with big potatoes, and then the actual basket woven one, I'm gonna be filling up with little salt potatoes. So some people, like to grow big potatoes, and then some people like to do the little small salt potatoes. So usually if you leave your potato plants for a while, you usually end up with a little bit of both. If you dig up your potatoes before your potato plants start dying back, then usually you'll just get little salt potatoes, but it all depends. And it also depends on your potato plants, because some potato plants, they'll just keep growing and growing and growing, and then other potato plants will just get to a certain size and then they'll kind of be done. So with the plants that just gonna get to a certain size and they're done, you'll keep putting your compost and straw on those, but once they get to that certain height, they're gonna be done. But the variety that keeps growing and growing and growing, you can just keep putting your compost or organic matter on those, and they're just going to keep growing pretty much until they can't grow anymore. But so these ones, I have grown both varieties in the past, the ones that get a certain height and then ones that keep growing and growing. But these ones are the variety that just get to a certain height and then they're done. And then the other variety I've grown before, and those things get massive. I couldn't even believe when I've grown those varieties how big they actually get. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up all these dead plants in here, and then we'll start digging up potatoes. So I have some red variety of potatoes in here, and I have white and gold and red, blue, purple. So there's quite a few different varieties. So we're gonna kind of look and see what it did. Oh, they're already starting to pull out. Alright, I will show you all real quick. So we have some gold potatoes, some purple potatoes. So these smaller ones right here, these will be your actual salt potatoes. And then, you'll get your average size potatoes. And then we might also find some real massive ones in here. So I'm going to go ahead and see how many potatoes I can actually find in here. I have harvested all of the potatoes. I'm sure there's a still a few more in there that are hiding, but check out all of these potatoes. This basket's probably about half full. That one's about half full. So this one's gonna be mostly the salt potatoes. And then these will be, you know, baked potatoes and any other kind of potato things, like casseroles or, you know, anything like that. But there's a good bit of potatoes here. So, and I also want to say that the summer has been super dry. We haven't had a lot of rain. And also, I haven't really been watering the potatoes either, because I try not to water potatoes, you know, because potatoes are underground, and there's that, you know, kind of happy medium of how much you really want to water, you know, a root crop, because you don't really want to be watering these so much that they start rotting. So I kind of just let nature do its thing. So considering this was a really dry summer, I'm pretty happy with this amount of potatoes. I think we did pretty good. I'll just let you see. So all of those are salt potatoes. And then these here are good sized potatoes. You know, there's, you know, not super massive, but I mean, some of them, they're pretty big. But nice medium sized potatoes for the most part. Pretty happy with that. And then some salt potatoes as well. So actually, I'm going to be replanting this box because I plant my potatoes pretty early for my growing zone. So I actually have time to plant another round of fall potatoes and get potatoes before we actually get a really hard freeze. And even if the potatoes aren't completely died back yet, I will still, you know, even if the plants are pretty big, I'll still be able to dig them up, and even if I just get little small salt potatoes, that's fine. I have more potatoes, seed potatoes from last year. You know, your potatoes have to have eyes growing on them, which the eyes are the growth points on your potatoes. So I have potatoes from last year still stored that they have eyes on them. So I'm just gonna put them in the ground, see what they do, and we'll go from there. All right, all. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for harvesting potatoes. Have a blessed day.